Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, I would to congratulation to my Department of English and IPSC Internal Quality Assurance Cell and her coordinator, Dr. Krupa, and HOD Department of English, Miss Mittal and Dr. विवेक। ये हमारा तीसरा वेबिनार है। मित्रों, मैंने लास्ट टाइम भी इस बात को कहा था और मैं इसको रिपीटेडली कहना चाहूंगा कि जब भी कोई परिस्थिति प्रकृति के खिलाफ उठती है तो प्रकृति हमें एक ऐसी प्रेरणा प्रदान करती है जिससे हम लोग कुछ नया करने के लिए सोचने पर बाध्य होते हैं। इस टेक्नोलॉजी के जमाने में पूरा विश्व जब टेक्नोलाइज हो गया हो तो हिंदुस्तान की भी ये तासीर और तामील होनी चाहिए कि अब वो शिक्षा और शिक्षा से जुड़ी ये सिस्टम भी डिजिटलाइज होनी चाहिए। विश्व के कई देशों में इस प्रकार की शिक्षा दीक्षा का काम चल रहा है क्योंकि वो हमसे एडवांस है, उनके पास एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी भी है और न सिर्फ टेक्नोलॉजी है, उनके पास इस टेक्नोलॉजी से लेस उनकी फैकल्टीज भी है, वहाँ टीचर्स भी है। हमारे यहाँ भी इस प्रकार की फैकल्टीज, टीचर्स और टेक्नोलॉजी है, लेकिन आज तक हम इस बात पर सोचने या विचार करने के लिए इतने उत्सुकता नहीं दिखाते थे। जैसे कि इस पेंडेमिक की वजह से कोविड-19 हम लोगों को जब घर पे लॉकडाउन कर दिया तो कुछ नया करने का मन बनाया। आज पूरा हिंदुस्तान वेबिनार के माध्यम से नए नए विषयों के साथ हम सबके साथ जुड़ने का प्रयास करते हैं। वैसा ही एक प्रयास आनंद आर्ट्स कॉलेज पिछले 1 महीने से करता रहा है और ये तीसरा सोपान है कि इस नए विषय के साथ, जिस विषय का शीर्षक है एकेडमिक राइटिंग एंड रेफरेंसिंग, क्योंकि ये निहायत ही जरूरी है। विदाउट राइटिंग और विदाउट रेफरेंसिंग हमारा लिटरेचर जो है किसी काम का नहीं रहता। ऐसा लगता है जैसे हम कॉपी पेस्ट कर रहे हैं। अगर हमारे पास क्रिएटिविटी है, अगर हमारे पास मौलिकता है, तो तभी ये प्रतिफलित होता है जब हम कोई रेफरेंसेस के साथ किसी साहित्यिक साधना में आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास करें। ये विषय मेरे ख्याल से वर्तमान जनरेशन को काफी लाभ प्रदान करेगा और इस विषय को लेकर, इस विषय के रूप में, विशेषज्ञ के रूप में आज हमारे बीच रिसोर्स पर्सन के रूप में डॉक्टर सुनील शाह, वीर नर्मद, दक्षिण गुजरात यूनिवर्सिटी के एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर जुड़े हैं। मैं समझता हूं कि विषय को लेकर और अधिक स्पष्टता करेंगे, लेकिन इस कॉलेज और इस कॉलेज की टीम ने जिस प्रकार नए नए विषयों को साथ आपके साथ जुड़ने का प्रयास किया है और आप भी हमारे इस प्रयासों को मोटिवेट करने के लिए हर बार जुड़ते हैं, अतः आपका भी अभिनंदन करना परम आवश्यक है। और मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं हमारे इस विभाग का, मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं आज के रिसोर्स पर्सन डॉक्टर सुनील शाह का, और मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं आज के जुड़ने वाले जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं उन सब का, कि आप इस विषय को लेकर और अधिक स्पष्टता के साथ, केवल आप में, आपके साथ जुड़ने वाले और भी आपके जो संस्थान के बच्चे हैं, विद्यार्थी हैं, उनको भी कुछ नया देने का प्रयास करेंगे। क्योंकि ये शिक्षा एक साइकिल है, हम कहीं और से ग्रहण करते हैं और हम किसी और को प्रदान करते हैं। ज्ञान परिवर्तनशील है, जब वो बंधित हो जाता है, सीमित हो जाता है, तो कुंठित हो जाता है, और कुंठाग्रस्त ज्ञान कभी किसी काम के नहीं रहता। इवन मैं तो यहाँ तक कहूंगा कि कुंठाग्रस्त जीवन और कुंठाग्रस्त व्यक्तित्व भी किसी काम का नहीं रहता। ठीक उसी प्रकार आप अविचल रूप से हमेशा ज्ञान का आदान प्रदान करते रहे, इसी स्थिति का नाम या इसी भावना का नाम ही शिक्षक होता है। तो आज के विषय में मैं ज्यादा कुछ न कहते हुए आप सबका श्री रामकृष्ण सेवा मंडल संचालित आनंद आदर्श कॉलेज के इस वेबिनार में स्वागत करता हूं और अभिनंदन करता हूं। थैंक यू वेरी मच। थैंक यू।
Yes. Hello and welcome everyone. Respected principal, my colleagues, all the participants from various areas, and eminent speaker of today's webinar, Dr. Sunil Shah, myself Mittal Meghwan, Department of English, Anand College Anand, managed by Sri Ramakrishna Seva Mandal Anand, welcome you all in today's session. It's a moment of great like this webinar. For today's webinar also, we have got from all over the nation. As today also more than 300 participants have registered themselves for this webinar. It's our genuine attempt to arrange lectures on such topics that our participants will be benefited by the lecture. Our previous lecture was also very informative, and on this occasion, I am heartily thankful to all the participants for their precious feedback. It gives me immense pleasure to inform you that for today's webinar, we have selected the topic is related to research methodology. As we all join on this platform of webinar, maximum participants are related to research in one or another way, and research scholars are also there as participants. We have also research scholars, and the topic is academic writing and referencing, and I am sure that today's webinar will be informative and fruitful to all. We all will surely learn so many things from today's webinar, so I should not waste much time. Now, mic is all yours, Sunil sir, and I hope that the webinar will be successful in all the aspects. I wish good health to all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mittal ma'am, for that introduction. First of all, I would like to thank Principal of Anand Arts, Dr. Manoj Bhai, for inviting me, and the entire team of Anand Arts. In fact, it is my pleasure to be here on this platform. It's good that during the webinars we don't have any felicitation ceremony and we don't get bouquets. So a lot of time is saved. Am I audible to you? Can anybody confirm?
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
You are audible.
You are audible.
Okay. Yeah, fine.
Your sound is much clear.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Now, academic writing and referencing. This is one area which is, all of us are aware that very important area when it comes to students of research or faculty members, senior, junior, everyone. But this area has not been given much attention to. And therefore, it becomes very important for us that we master the skill of academic writing. We master the skill of referencing. I'm going to talk a bit about research methodology, and I'm going to take you to academic writing, and then I will take you to referencing citation with a specific focus on APA, American Psychological Association style sheet. Other parts of style sheet like MLA and other can be taken care later. Just want you to again some of the audio and video so it can help me with the bandwidth. Otherwise, the reception, the sound quality and the video quality is hindered. As you can see in the image, right? If we talk about all the 4 skills, LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, the most difficult skill is writing. And as teachers, as research scholars, all of us understand this. However, we all will have to take that leap. We'll all will have to take that jump in order to master it. So what is not in our hands is the past. But what is in our hands is the present and future. You know, in past we might have made a lot of mistakes, but the present is very much in control, and the future definitely will be bright if we give attention to present. Uh, there are many things which will come to your mind when you see this image. The first thing will be goddess, but definitely we don't have an image of goddess here, but it's a teacher, right? And in normal classroom, I would have expected responses from you. But whenever you think like answering something, you can write it in the chat box. This image tells a lot about today's teacher, right? It talks about multitasking, where today's teacher will have to be good at almost everything. Merely mastery over one language or one skill or one subject is not going to help. You'll have to be good at research, you'll have to be good at technology, you'll have to be good at observation skills, you'll have to be a good orator, and so on. So today's teacher is a multitasking teacher who is able to do many things at the same time. Okay. We'll make some assumptions when it comes to writing. Like, first is writing, as you might have discovered for yourself by now, does not come easily. We all of us agree with it that writing doesn't come easily. You have to make a lot of attempt, lot of hard work in order to master writing skill. It is difficult to master writing unless the writer has psychologist called ideational fluency. Okay, and what is ideational fluency? Ideational fluency depends on good background reading, critical thinking, problem solving, and reflection. All this combined together gives you that fluency. Compared to day-to-day writing, academic writing involves a tedious process which can be mastered with a lot of practice. The use of analytical and interpretational skills. Now, the problem nowadays is, many of us want everything in easy way, and we haven't been able to give a lot of time and effort when it comes to writing. And if we talk about education also, at college level or at postgraduate level, writing is not taught. We give marks to our students, but we don't tell them that this is right, this is wrong, this is how you should cite. Feedback is not given to students, and therefore major problem lies in writing. The students, they get their degrees, but what about the writing skills? Okay, remains a question mark. So it should come from within. If we talk about the word academic, academic is an adjective that should be used with great care because it has to do with scholarship. So when you publish something, when you write an article, when you work on your dissertation, thesis, you are publishing something scholarly. And scholarship is but a sign of academic achievement of high level and comes with consistent level of curiosity to learn, observation and experience. What is missing nowadays is curiosity to learn. People are joining courses, joining degrees in order just for the sake of doing it, just for the sake of getting degree. But the curiosity part is missing. Any academic pursuit must depend on reading, rereading, comprehending, reflecting, and organizing thoughts. It would require the use of skills like information gathering and processing, arguing, and pursuing. So writing doesn't come easily. All these skills will have to develop, and whatever level we are at, professor level, or assistant professor, associate professor, even if you are a research scholars, these skills will have to be taken care of gradually. I think it's the most difficult of the core language skills, which is why it develops. Excuse me, one moment. Ali, please mute. Writing is the most difficult of four skills, which is why it develops the last, but not sufficiently enough in most cases until such time as learners complete their schooling and step into tertiary level of education. If we talk about school level, vernacular level, English medium.
So kindly
Sunil
on
sir,
your voice.
Yes, unmute your mic, sir.
Sir, unmute your mic. Sir, sir, you are not audible. Yeah,
Yeah. It's audible now.
now.
Okay. So we all agree. Now, the one problem with writing skill is that at school level, we are given some sort of feedback, but at college level or postgraduate level, okay, detailed feedback in terms of writing is not given. Okay. And there will be difference of opinion according to where we are placed. However, this is one of the major issues. Writing skills are, however, rated as very important by faculty, indicating that issues of student writing need to be addressed both at undergraduate and postgraduate level, which we have discussed earlier. Now, academic writing at master's level or at postgraduate level, it is clear that the language has to be clear, concise, and neutral. Okay. Material, whatever material we have collected or whatever material we have, it should be well rehearsed. You will come across, as teachers, you will come across students who read one or two research articles and they are ready with the research paper. That doesn't go well, isn't it? So your material is to be well researched. Appropriate theories should be used. Whatever research writing is applicable, okay, appropriate theories should be used. It should be supported by relevant review of related literature. All literature should be correctly acknowledged. Okay. Yesterday I was reading newspaper and there is a new movie of Amitabh Bachchan and Ayushmann Khurrana. I forgot the name. Can you help me, Vivek, with the name? What is the new movie coming up? Hello.
Actually, I forget the title. I had seen the promo.
Gulabo, yeah, Gulabo Shitabo.
Yes, Gulabo.
Right.
Gulabo
Gulabo Shitabo. Now there are allegations on the script of the movie that the script of the movie is plagiarized. It is copied, okay, and the original writer is not acknowledged, and there is no, acknowledgement given to the writer. So all literature which you use in your research should be properly. So there are two myths about writing, which many of us believe, that writers are born and not made. Okay. Now, writers are born, not made is not what is correct. Writing, everybody can master writing provided he or she practices. Okay. Good writers write fast. That is a myth again. That doesn't happen. Good writers rarely struggle. No, everybody struggles. When it comes to writing, it's like the present situation. Everybody is struggling. Okay. Good writers get it right the first time. No, you have to draft, you have to redraft, you have to continue to make that improvement. The longer the words, the better they are. Okay. The more ornamentative language you use, it is better. No, it is not like that. Research writing has to be simple, Okay, concise and clear so that the readers get the correct understanding of what you're writing. Other myths are, after drafting, good writers look for the grammar mistakes right away. No, the main portion is the methodology and all that is taken care of. Grammar comes later. There is only one way to write. No, there are many ways to write. It depends on the writer, how to start, how to take care of the middle. It depends. So it should be kept wide open. Introduction should be written first. I'm sure this is debatable. Many of you will say, yes, introduction should be written first. But it depends again. Okay, how you start. Introduction can come a little after your beginning. A well-stated point does not require proof. Okay, everything in research writing requires proof. And now UGC and other higher authorities, bodies, you are aware that plagiarism has been taken very seriously in terms of submission. Okay, so we have, and that can be easily avoided. What I have observed is we enter into world of plagiarism because we are not aware of what plagiarism is, how plagiarism happens. Okay, that is the problem. And the major problem is with students. Like one of the students, he came to me and just told me, sir, I have done summary of the entire essay, entire paragraph. I have changed everything. Do I need to acknowledge? Okay. But if you have changed everything, the idea remains somebody else's. So students are not aware that how plagiarism can be avoided. The longer the writing, the better it is. This is completely wrong. Okay. Like in exams, students also, many students ask us, कितने पेज हमें भरने चाहिए? कितने 10 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है तो कितना पेज भरना चाहिए? Like I think now teachers also should tell the students that your content is important. Number of pages are not important when it comes to writing. The content is important. So if you look at the process of writing, you have to plan, draft, edit, revise, proofread, submit, you get the feedback. Again, the entire cycle continues. Again, planning. So writing is not as many of people think that ek baar likh diya to chalega. It's not like that. It's a constant process. Planning comes first. Like when you sit, it's like research. The idea should come first. In the same way, writing is to be followed. Just quickly have a look at what academic writing definitions are. One of the definitions says, writing done by scholars for other scholars. Okay. Generally, when we talk of academic writing, it is done by scholars so that other scholars can read it, they can review the related literature, and then they can come up with their own performances, own presentations, own publications. Professional writing that trained academics, teachers, and researchers do for publication and conferences attended by other academics. I'm not going to go into detail of this definition. I'm sure all of you are aware of. Two words academic voice should have. What should your paper consist of? Vocabulary is very important. Okay, and many materials, many websites are available of what academic vocabulary is. It is not what you write in everyday use. Okay, you have to be precise. You have to avoid contractions. For example, in many thesis and dissertation, etc. लिखते हैं, right? EPC, E.T. T. So that abbreviations should be avoided when it comes to academic writing. Avoid slang and casual language. Make your subjects and verb clear. Use transition to connect your ideas. Use other academic text as models, other good academic text as models. When it comes to referencing, we should follow proper manuals. What is done is, whatever theses and dissertations have been submitted, we take the reference of that. but it is not necessary that the other person who has submitted the thesis or dissertations or research papers, they have proper citation, they have done proper referencing. It is not necessary. And therefore, APA manual or M&A manual, all this manual should be studied properly. So what are academic writing text? Experimental research paper, analytical research paper, literature review, book review, descriptive essays, all these are academic writing text. Now, academic writing text will have a general structure. It starts with introduction. In some cases, it may not start with introduction. It will have the body of the research publication and then conclusion. Introduction is more general. The body of the publication is more specific, followed by more general part, that is the conclusion, where you generalize your finding. Now, when we talk of research, I'll just take you to two types of research papers here. One is experimental and the second is analytical. Okay. Experimental, where we come with primary research, okay, primary data. It will have introduction, literature review, method, result, discussion, and conclusion. Okay. And when we talk about analytical research, which is based on secondary research, it will have introduction, review, discussion, and conclusion. So most of the analytical research, I'm sure you will agree that literature, the work done in literature, okay, is all secondary research. Okay. And while ELT and other disciplines, okay, the experimental research is more in use. So that's the difference. You have to remember that when it comes to your writing, academic writing does not mean sounding like a boring robot. Okay, including every fancy word you have ever seen. So some people make extra attempt to use heavy vocabulary in academic writing, while that is not the purpose. We should avoid doing that, because any piece of academic writing is meant for somebody else to read, and when somebody else will be able to read that, the language which you have written, that person would be able to understand. You have to write clearly and directly to the point, and you have to read to write, become familiar with the style, tone in our own field, and you have to follow that. Okay. So, what should we consider before we write? Ideas. What is the audience, purpose, organization and flow, style, presentation and format. Once this planning is done, we won't face any problem, whether it is writing research publications, papers, books, or thesis or dissertation. Now, this is one area which I'm sure you have explored. For those who have not explored, it is called CARS model. Okay.
Yes.
What is that? Create a research space. Academic writing is all about creating a research space. Okay. What is that? Move one is to establish research territory. Define the topic, review or acknowledge the work of others. Okay. Move two is establish a niche. Okay. Finding the research gap. Any work of publication without research gap, without proper rationale, is of no use. Okay. As a researcher, we should be able to clearly identify research gap, that what has been done and what we are doing. There should be a gap between what we are doing and what is already been done. And the third is occupy the niche. Outline the purpose, nature of your research, establish a structure and procedural opening. These CARS models, I request all of you, by Swales and Fee, you have to study this in detail in order to master. The links will be provided to you later. So, what is the broad topic? what is the problem, issue, interesting aspect, and what has been done before. All this has to be clear. Okay, and this can be done. Even this will help us to avoid plagiarism. We should be clear. Now, many of us have this question that how will I know whatever research is done all over the world? How can I say that this has been done in entire part of the world? This has not been done. Now, that is not possible. But the point is, we should be able to review the latest in the field of our research, and accordingly we should be able to find the research gap. So this is a few things about the methodology. Now we'll come back to academic writing. All of you will agree that academic writing is the key to open the window of this world. And it is not surprising to know that 86% of journals are published in English. Okay, subject wise, like if you have Hindi, Sanskrit, that is altogether a different area. But if you have to keep yourself, and nowadays UGC is talking about publishing in the UGC listed recognized journals. Okay, now these good journals, in order to publish in these good journals, your methodology should be perfect. There should be a research gap, and your academic writing citation should be proper, and then you won't have any problems in publishing your research articles. So what is research really for? Research is we are trying to solve real world problems by contributing to original ideas. You know, that is what some people lack. Some people do research for the sake of doing it. But where are the original ideas? Okay. We should feel that whatever you have done, you have contributed in that domain of knowledge, that I have done something new by publishing this research paper. I have done something new by publishing this thesis or a book. Okay. That new word is very important, the original idea. How do we write about it? Present your original ideas as distinct from, but relevant to others' ideas. You are not saying that everything done before you is wrong. You are going to acknowledge that, and then you are going to come up with your own ideas. So, if you look at academic writing, okay, we can think of academic writing as a conversation. It is a conversation, and it is very interesting to look at academic writing as a discourse. Okay, let's look at it. If you enter into a conversation, the writer listens to what others are saying through secondary research. Okay, so you read whatever is written in that in your field related to your research topic. Okay, that is how. So first thing is you listen to what others have said. Then the new writer begins by reporting her research. The researcher quotes, paraphrase, and cites others. Okay, with the help of summarizing and synthesis, analysis, all these genres we are going to discuss later. The researcher responds to the ideas of others by analyzing or evaluating them. So look at this conversation, that discourse. These are the steps. You listen, you summarize, you synthesize, and then you analyze. The researcher contributes new ideas by arguing for the validity and offering supporting evidence, that is primary data. And then sometimes the supporting evidence comes from primary research. Okay, what is primary research? We are going to talk now. So what is the difference between primary and secondary research, or do I really have to do both? I'm sure you will be clear about what is primary research, what is secondary research, what are primary sources, secondary sources. However, we will have a look at it briefly. Secondary research is like library research in terms of, for example, literature, English literature, or Hindi literature, Sanskrit. Okay. Research using secondary sources. The sources are secondary. Primary research is like lab research. Okay. So if you conduct a survey, you produce the data. That data is the primary data. You produce the data for the first time. Okay, so primary research is like a lab research. It's research that produces primary sources. So that is the basic difference between primary research and secondary research. So what are primary and secondary sources? So secondary sources are the sources that write about primary sources. This distinction as a researcher, all of us should be clear about. And primary sources are the original data, the data which you prepare in your thesis or dissertation or your research paper through the means of questionnaire, or you may do some experimental research. Whatever data you produce as a researcher, it is called primary data. So, writing is all about sources. This is very important. Difference between academic writing and general writing. Okay, general writing doesn't talk more about sources, but academic writing, it is very important that what is the source of writing. So, in academic writing, when you write a research paper, when you write a thesis, dissertation, any academic writing, text for that example, in that academic writing text, उसमें clear होना चाहिए कि this is what is theirs, this is what I have referred to, and this is mine, my contribution, primary research. Okay, this distinction in your research thesis, it should be very clear. Okay, and this is how you avoid plagiarism. And what is known and what is new? New is something which you produce in your publication, and known is what others have done, but that should be done through proper citation. Now, most paraphrase, quotation, and citation happens when you summarize, synthesize. Like all of you will agree that review of related literature, even in introduction part, most of the paraphrase, quotation, and citation happen. Okay, in chapter 3 and 4 also, the methodology and the other portions, citation is used. But most of the citation, paraphrase, quotation happens in chapter 2. So, literature review is where most of the citation happens. So, I'm not going to repeat this, but finding a research gap with the help of review of related literature. Many a times what happens is, as teachers, many teachers are there in this group as well, you will agree that students come to you that I have collected my data and now I am going to start my review of related literature. Okay, so like it happens, many students are not aware that collection of the data or material production or your tools of research, they are not possible without review of related literature. Okay, there is a science, they are scientific steps, they can happen one by one. You cannot just skip, you cannot start writing your analysis and then you go back to your review of related literature. That should be avoided. Research objectives, questions, methodology, and results are to be taken care of gradually. So, what if I just want to write an article? Is citation important? Okay, okay. So, if you just want to write articles, dissertation, or thesis, okay, these are two most common genres of academic writing. If you master this, okay, half your work is done. That is summary and synthesis. The images here clearly show that what is summary and what is synthesis. Like you have one research paper which is of 200 words, and then you only have 10-20 words. That becomes your summary. And in synthesis, you collect references from 1, 2, 3, 4 articles, and then you acknowledge them in one paragraph. That becomes your synthesis. And summary and synthesis, you always start with signal phrase. For example, according to this, okay, with yeah, I hope I am audible. Yeah. I'll just skip and see the time. So in summary and synthesis, they report secondary sources. Analysis and integration respond to secondary sources. So what we had a look is the entire conversation writing as a discourse. So if you understand this, majority of our problems when it comes to academic writing, they can be solved. Okay. So my question is, why do we use citation? Okay, quickly, if you can respond in the chat box, I would like to have a look at it. Why do we use citation? Why is citation important in academic writing? One or two people, if you can write your responses in the chat box, that will be good. Otherwise, we can continue. Yes, yes. Just right. To acknowledge, yes, right? In order to acknowledge the work of others, to okay, so that reader may get the source exactly. To review the sources. Great, fine. Thank you very much. So, the more you acknowledge, credibility of your research paper increases. Okay, the more you cite, the credibility of research paper increases, that you have done proper reference and then you are compiling the entire thing. How do we gain credibility then? We gain credibility, okay, to avoid plagiarism. Okay, some people call it plagiarism. Plagiarism is a wrong usage. I would like to say it's plagiarism. Let reader find the sources, make the life of readers easy. Okay, and use community style. Which style should be used? APA. Okay, and cite any information from any other sources. Okay, anything else you are taking from outside is to be cited, even if you summarize it, synthesize it, the main idea remains the author. Okay? Now the question will arise that what if it is common knowledge? What if I paraphrase really well? What if my source cites it for me? Okay, if it is common knowledge, you don't have to cite. But if you paraphrase well, then also you have to cite, because you may change the language, but the idea remains, the idea belongs to somebody else's. So remember that you promised your reader every word that's not in quotation mark is mine. Every word which you are not citing is your own production. And every word, every sentence, every paragraph that you are citing belongs to somebody else. This bifurcation should be very clear when it comes to academic writing. Every word inside quotation marks is exactly the same. Okay, some people have the habit of changing the words in quotation mark. That should be avoided. Okay, and this, every source is cited in text. Every in-text citation refers to full citation. Okay, for example, I will ask you a simple question. If I have 90 in-text citation, full references I will have at the end of research paper or thesis. 90. If I have 90 in-text citations, how many? It will be the same. Okay, if you have 90 in-text citation, okay, some people have the habit of writing whatever they read, okay, in the full reference. That is not the case. That is to be avoided. Okay, don't make your reader search. Okay, make life of the reader easier. Now, if we talk about academic writing styles, you might have come across this. MLA, that is Modern Language Association. APA, American Psychological Association. Then you have ACS, American Chemical Society. Then you have Chicago style, and many others are there. But as a researcher, we have to remember that we have to stick to one style, whether MLA, APA, ACS.
whatever is required as per discipline, our subject, that is to be followed. And we should follow the manual. If we follow somebody's dissertation or thesis or research paper, there lies a problem. And nowadays, online softwares are available which can help us with citation also. Consistently follow the guidelines of just one style. Okay, that is very important. Knowing the principle helps you decide what to do when the rules don't tell you. Okay, it is an art, not science. Okay, citation is scientific, but at the same time, it is an art. So, how do we do this? Okay. Now, quickly, I think I have. How much time do I have now, Vivek?
Sir, you can continue. It's up to you, sir.
Hello.
Sir, you can continue, sir. It's up to you.
Okay. Because
Yes,
I
sir.
have just finished 50% of
Yeah.
what I have planned.
Okay.
Okay,
sir.
fine. So I'm today I'm going to talk about APA. Okay, but this will be relevant to all those who are following MLA or other style sheet, because we have to understand that one style sheet, if we understand it properly. Okay, and my request to all of you is, don't follow any model, research paper or thesis. In order to perfectly do citation, you have to follow manual, APA manual, MLA manual, ACS manual, Chicago style. All these manuals are available free of cost online. This manual should be referred to directly, because the correct information will be available in the menu. For example, APA style provides a foundation for effective scholarly communication, because it helps the author present their ideas in a clear, concise, and organized manner. Okay, and uniformity and consistency. Style sheet, citation, okay, helps focus on the ideas being presented rather than formatting. Scan works quickly for key points, findings, and sources. This is why citation is important. Now, we talk about APA. Okay, sixth edition of APA was published in 2009, and the latest is the seventh edition. Now, as a researcher, you have to understand the difference between the sixth and the seventh edition also. October 2019 means many people are not yet following the seventh edition, but whatever you follow, the entire paper, entire thesis, one publication manual should be followed. So there is no difference. Okay. Now, what are in-text citation? In-text citation, a brief reference in brackets when you mention a source, citing the author's last name and year of publication. For example, Smith 2019. It identifies the full source in the reference list. So in-text citation belongs in the paper in your thesis. For example, what you can see here is the full reference. Okay, the full publication details listed on reference page, which are at the end of the chapter or end of your thesis or paper. You can see the reference entry. Now there are two types of in-text citation which all of us need to understand. One is the narrative citation and the other is parenthetical citation. Okay, I'm talking about in-text citation right now. Here, in the example, you can see that Alexander, 2018. Okay, it is written in brackets. So it is in parenthesis. Okay, so therefore it is called parenthetical citation. Narrative citation, the name of the author is outside the brackets. Okay, so that's the basic. It depends on you how you use it. Okay, so narrative citation, it is in the sentence according to, you start with that. It is called signal phrase, and then the year is written in brackets. This is narrative. Okay, and parenthetical citation, as the example here is given here, Pignos 2007. It is written in parentheses. What you have to understand is when we decide of following one particular style, you have to find a proper source, and accordingly all these minute details, okay, whenever you go for international publication, it generally happens after 2 or 3 feedbacks. Okay, your paper cannot be like, sometimes if you're lucky, if you have followed proper research methodology, if you have followed proper academic writing style sheet, your paper is accepted in first go. But however, if you have not done that, they will ask for many revisions. Okay, so there are ways of doing a citation. If in-text citation, I'm right now talking of in-text citation. If two authors, it is to be done in a different way. Okay, here what you can see, this end is called emperor's end. Okay, so in-text citation, parenthetical and narrative, you can clearly see there is a difference here. Okay, here the end is emperor's end. Okay, and the second is it is not parenthetical, it is narrate complete A and D, the word end is written. Okay, so this minute details you have to understand and follow accordingly, and throughout your research publication they should be consistent. So what should be done if you have 3 to 5 authors? Okay, so like this, the example is given here. You start with the authors, okay, and then continue. So all these these details are very minor in that way, but you have, in terms of citation, you have to pay a lot of attention and do it very carefully. What happens if main source is again used by the author? Okay, then you use the citation as follows. What do you do when you have more than 6 authors? According to 2006 APA citation, if a source has 6 or more authors, use the shortened version from the first citation, okay, where you use at all. Okay, and if there is no author, okay, you will come across many articles where a name of the author is not there, so you have to write the name of the company or the name of the website, all those things. Accordingly you can take care of. Now, what is the difference in in-text citation of when you are doing summary and quotation? Okay, how quotation is different in APA? In quotation, you will have page number, as you can see here. Okay, when you write page number in in-text citation in APA, that means you have taken the quotation. Okay, please mute
Kindly
your
please
mic.
turn off your mic.
Please turn off your mic. There is disturbance. Thank you. Okay. So when it is quotation in APA, it is very important to mention the page number. So the reader will be also able to understand that this is the quotation, or this is the paraphrase, this is summary, synthesis, all those things. That is how you bifurcate. Multiple sources, you can see. I'm not going to waste a lot of time. We don't have that much time enough to talk everything in detail, but I'll ask the organizers to share this presentation with you along with the manuals also.
Sure.
But these things are very important. You have to look at it. Okay. Now I talk about citation, in-text citation. Two types of in-text citation: narrative and parenthetical citation. Okay, so in-text citations basically are of 2 types, and again that in-text citation depends on whether it is single author, more than one author. If you don't have any author, what you should do? Okay, if you don't have date, if you don't have page number, you have to write paragraph number. All that details you have to you have to minutely study, and that should be reflected in your publication. Okay. Now we will have a look at the reference list, which is related to in-text citation. For example, here, what you can see on your screen is example of a book with one author, no edition, and printed versions. Okay. Now, one simple thing, if you closely observe the topic here, okay, the first letter of the topic is in capital letter, right? Citing. After that, everything is in small. Now, that is not a mistake. According to APA, the first letter should be capitalized and other things are to be written in small letters. Okay. After colon mark, you can continue with the capitalization. Okay. And in-text citation, we have already discussed, this is parenthetical. So this is for one author, no edition and printed version. And these are the details. I'm not going to go into details right now. Now this second example is for book. Your reference, you have taken reference from a book, company, no edition and printed version. Now there is a difference here. You can see in terms of title, okay, name and everything. So this is how I would recommend one website. From there, I have taken this screenshots also for you. That website is very good. It is called APA Citation. Okay, on that website will give you all the details. Now, along with help from website, I would also recommend teachers and students. You can also use Zotero. Zotero is one application which is very good in terms of citation, so that you don't have to do anything. And Zotero keeps account of all your downloaded files. It will prepare a separate folder, okay, and in the end it will help you to do the in-text citation, and in the end you just have to tell Zotero that what sort of, you want APA, you want MLA, you want Chicago, whatever is your requirement. Zotero will prepare the reference list or bibliography according to your need, but that needs a lot of training. But all of you should master that. Zotero, Z-O-T-E-R-O. Okay, so completion date, how it is to be mentioned. If there is no date, how it is to be written. Okay, how the title is to be written. I'm sorry, we don't have time. I'm going to case of publication. Now all these details are there. I'm going to share the PPT with you. You can have a look at it. One more thing which is very important I wanted to share. Okay. One is in many research papers, one error which people make is in the reference list, they separately write bibliography. Okay. They separately write websites refers. Do you think that is right? Do you think bibliography should be written separately? You can answer in the chat box. Bibliography. Okay, when it comes to referencing, there are only two popular names. We write bibliography or referencing. Separately, websites are not to be written. Okay, for example, some people write www.google.com. Okay, a reference. Okay, Google is a search engine, so that is now that is not how it should be written. Now here you can see example of book online. Okay, it starts with the name, author, and this is how retrieved from. Okay, this is how it will go into the reference list alphabetically. So online help, whatever you have taken, you will have to adjust everything alphabetically. You won't have to
write separate bibliography or reference site in terms of website cited. No, the entire list will be common. Okay, you don't have to bifurcate it. Okay, even websites are to be written in a proper way. For that, you can follow what I'm showing to you right now, or later on you can go to the menu. Okay. Okay. Now, the last thing which these are again other details. The last thing which I wanted to share is this. That there are changes in APA 2019 version and APA 2006. Okay, the latest edition. So you should know, as a researcher, you should know what are the differences. Okay, what are the differences between the two if you follow APA. Okay, MLA we can have some other session some other time, not right now because we don't have time, but there is no rocket science about it. If you do it very carefully, you will be able to master the citation and reference. But there is a lot of difference. There are 6-7 points which are different. The latest APA version, it is there are differences. What are these? Okay, now in the latest APA, the name New York. Okay, the publisher, the location is not included. Publisher location is not included in the latest version. Similarly, there are 4 or 5 things which you can study, that what is the difference if you are following APA 2019 version. Okay. So from my side, I think this was too technical a session. I hope you have understood what I wanted to say up to some extent. If opportunity permits me, I'll be further. I'll be happy to be associated with you. If you have any questions, you can definitely contact. These are my details. I again thank the organizer for inviting me for this talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Vivek, sir, please. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, if you have any query or question regarding to ask, sir, you can ask right now. Otherwise, I are just ending up the session.
Yeah.
No.
Anyone?
Now there are few questions which I came across.
Yes.
One question was about MLA.
Yeah.
Yes.
So MLA we are not going to include right now. However, जिनका भी क्वेश्चन था MLA के बारे में, MLA आप लेटेस्ट एडिशन जो है उसका MLA स्टाइल शीट का, वो ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल है. You can refer to that. Okay.
Okay.
There is a lot of change between APA and MLA. You have to be careful. You don't have to mix. Okay.
Sir, one
Yes.
more question is there.
Yeah.
Some S. Sharma has asked how much plagiarism is allowed in research.
See, it depends on university to university, but earlier it started with 20%, right? 20%, and now they have reduced it to 10%. It depends on the university.
Yes.
Reduce it to 10%, but sometimes what happens is this hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this plagiarism checkers are machines. All of us understand.
Yes.
Sometimes what happens is even quotation are considered as plagiarized. Okay, so as human beings, we have to explain that machine that this is not plagiarized. We have cited it properly. You have to explain it to the university people. Okay, in the writing that this is not plagiarized. Okay. Anyways, that is machine. How are you going to check plagiarism in Sanskrit? How you are going to check plagiarism in Gujarati, Hindi? Where if you have only hard copy, that becomes difficult. But these days, 10%, up to 10% is allowed.
Yes,
If
sir.
anyone has a
Yes,
question,
yes, ma'am. I
they
think I
can
have read it out.
unmute. They can unmute their mic and they can directly ask Sunil sir.
Ma'am, there is one question. Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
You can.
Good afternoon, sir.
See, MLA is generally used in humanities.
Okay.
Okay. In applied
Yes, sir.
sciences, ELT, APA is followed. The best person is whosoever your guide is. You have to contact them and ask them which style sheet I should follow. Okay. Yeah.
So there is one question to the message. The question is, how can we avoid plagiarism? I think many times it was asked. How can we
How
avoid
can-
plagiarism? We avoid plagiarism, sir. Is there any way?
Miss, that is what you have to do, in fact.
Yes, definitely, sir.
So you have to use genres. Okay, I talked about
Sure.
summary, paraphrase, synthesis, analysis. You do all these things and then you acknowledge it properly, you easily avoid plagiarism.
Indeed, sir. Yes.
Okay, so you have to master summary. Now you will be happy to know that online softwares are available which will help you with summary, which will help you with paraphrase. But again, you will have to remember that these are machines. They are not
Yes.
going to give you perfect version. Okay, but even after doing summary or synthesis, you have to acknowledge the sources.
Definitely, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now, is there any question?
Sorry. In which case? No, see, again, there is a difference. Time is not to be mentioned. Date is to be mentioned when you take things from the website. Okay. Retrieved on this particular date. But in the APA, the latest version, 2019, even that is removed. Okay. So you have to, this is a very specific question. You can get it online in the list. Okay. I'll request the organizer that there is a lot
Yes,
of
sir.
detail about citation along with my presentation. You can
Yes, sir.
email it to all the participants.
Definitely, sir.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sonal sir. And it was indeed a privilege to have the opportunity to proposing the word of thanks on behalf of our college entire fraternity, sir.
I think somebody has a question.
Yeah, sir. Definitely. Yeah.
To check plagiarism.
Plagiarism, sir.
So if you have money, you can purchase Grammarly. Okay. Grammarly is a paid version, but 4 or 5 people can purchase Grammarly. Second is paperrater.com. It will help you to check 1500 words only. The entire paper cannot be checked. Or plagiarismchecker.com. All these websites are available, but only they will check only 1500 words. So if you are writing a paper, research paper, it is very handy. You can know the actual sources and you can cite the sources, change the language according to the need, and you can avoid plagiarism. Okay, so there are just in Google, you have to write plagiarism checker. That's it. You will get list of websites which will help you to check plagiarism.
Thank you so much for your detailed answer, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, I express my heartfelt thanks to Honorable Dr. Sunil Shah sir for accepting our invitation and enlightened us with his knowledge. Sir, your presence has really boosted us, the moral of all of us. Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure that the participant must have benefited by attending this informative session. I offer my deepest gratitude to Honorable Principal Dr. Manoj Patel sir for his extensive support and valuable suggestions, which made it easy for us to conduct this session. Thank you so much, sir. I am grateful to all esteemed dignitaries, respected faculties, and research scholars for being witness of this webinar and remain calm throughout the session. Thank you so much once again. I would thank one and all who directly or otherwise extended their support in the planning and execution of the webinar. Once again, thank you all to be the part of the webinar and have a pleasant noon ahead. Thank you so much, one and all present. Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure
We
talking
have-
to all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, sir. Indeed, sir.
Indeed, sir. We have pasted our feedback link in the chat box.
Yes, you just check it out. It is already there. Yes.
It is already there. Feedback form link. Everyone can get the feedback
And
link.
it is mandatory to fill the feedback form. Kindly note it down that to get the certificate.
And your e-certificate will be given to you within a week. So have patience. Because a lot of participants are asking for the certificate
the
immediately after the feedback form they've submitted. So it will take around 1 week. Sunil sir, thank you so much
Okay,
for
thank you so much, sir.
acknowledging our invitation and being with us.
What was the number of participants on YouTube? Can you tell me?
Sir,
surrounding
YouTube,
60, sir. More than 60.
more than 60 were there and 60 or 70 around here.
Okay.
There is some problem, sir. That is why they are not joining this webinar right now.
Now everyone can leave the meeting. We announce it as it has ended. Everyone can
The webinar is
leave the
dismissed, so
meeting.
please.
Yes. Sunil sir, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
તમારું લેક્ચર અગેન અટેન્ડ કરવાનું ચાન્સ મળ્યું.
Yeah. I saw you were sleeping.
I was not sleeping.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Actually,
Mr.
today
Madam?
what happened, sir, our
Thank you, sir.
link was not